Oh, I just told the guys, I said, to have an opportunity to beat the #1 team here at Goss with the same situation, the bases loaded, and our little leadoff hitter that's a battler up, I'll take that every single time. The good news is neither team played very well, to be honest with you. The good news is as much as we gave away, to have an opportunity to win the game in the ninth inning, I thought was a very fortunate thing. The way we played, it could have really been a lopsided loss. And it could have killed us, quite frankly. So I commended my team for some mental toughness to not dwell on the negative things that were happening and get to the next pitch. And they did a pretty good job, in spite of shooting themselves in the foot a lot, to overcome those things and at least make ourselves competitive today.
And in the third, there was a lot of just weird things going on. There was that play with Gabe where the second baseman overthrew him, and the pitcher had the pick-off, and then of course the lights going out. Was there kind of a change after that happened? I mean, a very weird top of the third, and then you guys had
I could use that as an excuse, or broke our momentum, or whatever you want to do, but I'm not an excuse maker. They didn't intentionally turn the lights out. It happened. It happened to both teams. It certainly broke a little bit of the momentum, maybe, and tough teams overcome those kind of things. We often talk about, if you're going to win a College World Series, and the Beavers have had to go through this, or a regional, you got to go through rain delays and all kinds of stuff. So, it may have played a little bit of a factor in the game, but if we're not strong enough to overcome that, then shame on us.
You had a pretty good outing out of Cliffatelli there.
Yeah, he was one of the bright spots, and every single pitcher we used walked at least one guy in an inning except for him. So that was a freshman kid pitching in the meat of the order, did a nice job there.
Of course, you guys just got back from Hawaii. There's kind of some fatigue or anything within that. I mean, you guys just landed on, I'm guessing, Monday morning.
Yeah, I was tired, but I didn't play. So, as I said to my team, if some of the tentativeness or the sloppy play, uncharacteristic play, was a case of being tired, that's on me and the schedule and not being able to overcome that. Again, we're not going to use that as an excuse. The Beavers beat us straight up. They came home from Washington, too. It wasn't a red eye, but they traveled, so they didn't have to travel here. But I asked my team if it was a case of playing tired or a case of playing tight. Sometimes you come into the Lions' Den. I had that advantage where I used to coach, and maybe walking into a traditional place where winning is very difficult, gives you a couple of extra runs on the board, so to speak. And shame on us if we were playing the uniform or last year's defending national champions. This team hasn't proven that yet. So, I think, starting 4 freshmen, pitching a lot of freshmen, they're kids, that might show up sometimes. So, like I said, shame on them if they play tight or careful. That's not a good formula.
And then, what kind of you thought of your team so far this season? And now, of course, you guys are going to go into Pac-12 play.
I love this team. I think it's a talented team. I think it's a team that battles from the first guy to the 32nd guy on the roster, and they like each other, and they're unselfish. They've got some characteristics of potentially a very good team, and we've had some really tough losses where we were a good first half team and gave up the second half, and recently we've had some poor first halves and tried to win late, including the last 2 games we won. So that's a pretty resilient team, and I enjoy going to battle with them, quite frankly.
What's the biggest thing you think you need to tidy up before Pac-12 play starts?
Our relief pitching. Well, let's say our pitching in general. Our overall ERA is not indicative of Coach Dietrich, and we've got some young men that are trying too hard, and we're giving away too much from the mound. We've got some good arms and good stuff, and Kenyon's out, and that's a little bit of a hiccup, losing our horse and our All-American. And so it's hard to be a consistent team and reel off a lot of wins unless you can pitch. And the Beavers can really pitch and have been able to really pitch and play defense. And when you do that, you don't have to score 8 or 9 runs to win. So that's how I think you're a consistent baseball team. The hitting's always going to come and go in the Pac-12.
You left some base runners. You had some pretty good opportunities.
Yeah, how many did we leave on today?
It was 11.
At least, yeah, I would say. Darren?
13.
Yeah, I think it was 12 going to. We had the bases loaded 4 times and struck out looking with a 2-2 count, 3-2 counts, so with the bases loaded. So any of those go a different way. We left 13 on. So.
I guess that's a good news, bad news thing, right? You're getting them on.
Yeah, you set the table, fighting, keeping your at bat alive, drawing walks is a talent. Pitchers with good stuff like that. Set the table. We just need to eat more frequently, and that the 2 out hits always going to determine a win and loss. A lot of times is getting that clutch hit.